Okay, well, let's talk more about the European debt debacle stemming out of Greece and really roiling the markets this morning with Julian Callow. He's the chief European economist for Barclays Capital. Julian, good to have you with us. And as Mike McKee was talking about earlier, I mean, a lot of this is going to depend on how fast the European leaders are going to get together and be able to help Greece stem this debt crisis. Are they moving fast enough? Why aren't they moving faster?
I think the problem why they're not moving faster is that they don't really have the institutional mechanisms in place to proceed in that kind of way. And of course, one particular issue is what's happening in the German debate, and the German public opinion has not been in favour, of course, of this assistance package for Greece. You do have the very important election in the most populous state in Germany, in the state of North Rhine-Westphalia, coming up on Sunday, the 9th of May. And therefore, there does seem to have been some hesitation on the part of the German government. But now I think we are pushing forward, as you see, in particular with Trichet and Strauss-Kahn actually going to Berlin. I mean, that's a really unprecedented move, really going, if you like, to appeal, I would say, to the German parliament and the German people to sign up to this extraordinary measure to safeguard the stability of the euro area.
Well, does that give you confidence then, Julian, that this can be solved and resolved?
I think it's clear that there's no particularly certain path here, and even if this is resolved for, say, the next few weeks or the next few years, that there are still going to be uncertainties out there. At the same time, I do think we can have some degree of trust in what European Commission officials are saying, in what ECB President Trichet is saying, in that they are saying you should not be expecting a debt restructuring here, that is not an issue. And that I think is a very important statement here to give the market some degree of confidence. Of course, it still is, in a way, a bit in the hands of the politicians. If, for example, Germany finds that it's unable to get the parliamentary support to approve the assistance package, well, then we have to think about other options, really, and things could become more uncertain. But right now, I would feel reasonably optimistic that governments in Europe have got the message. France will vote next week with the National Assembly. Germany will vote next week. And so I think we will get the approvals coming through. Italy can actually approve this by decree.
Well, then, well, given all of that, I mean, it sounds as if that, you know, as you say, you are optimistic, but there is still some widespread speculation, Julian, that the only way to resolve this is perhaps for Greece to leave the Eurozone and take care of their budget on their own.
Well, in my view, that would raise a lot more questions and difficulties, really, than it would actually be solving here. Admittedly, it is a very, very tough challenge that Greece faces, because we're talking about a country that has a budget deficit running at about 14% of GDP. A government debt to GDP ratio that's 115% of GDP, and somehow it's got to start producing a fiscal surplus. That is an enormous turnaround, and that's why people are sceptical about whether or not this can be achieved. But at the same time, leaving monetary union, that's going to be very, very difficult as a proposition. But more importantly, I think that sets back the whole process of European integration.
Right. All right, Julian, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it, shedding some light on the Greece situation. Julian Callow of Barclays Capital.